I am very excited to bring you our next amazing spotlight. We have the ADHD Performance Co-Pilot, Carol Vincie, joining us all the way from New York this morning. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning, Sammy. So glad to be here.
I'm so glad that you're here. You're like a regular feature on all of our Ripple Fests and all of our shows. I love it. You are getting your voice out to the world. So Carol, for those that don't know you yet, tell us, what voice is it that you're bringing to the world? What do you do and why do you love doing it so much?
I am extremely passionate about spreading the superpowers that are involved in ADHD. And I particularly focus on business women. That was the environment that I was able to exhibit my strengths, but it also came with a tremendous cost. And that's what I'm trying to help other women avoid or accelerate their journey through that process.
Yeah, and obviously I know a lot about your story, and ultimately you grew up believing that you were lazy, crazy, and stupid. That was the label that other people gave to you, and therefore you took that and you owned that yourself. You built up an amazing corporate career in a very, very big company that everyone on the planet, I'm sure, knows, but we won't name that for now. And you were a leading voice for change in the environment that you grew up in a corporate place, but always underneath there was this part of you that was like running, thinking, I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing it right, I need to do it better. And you were constantly feeling like you were trying to keep up, when actually the reality was everyone was looking at you, trying to keep up with you. And that is one of the traits that you recognized in ADHD business women, is that they are actually burning themselves out because they're operating at such a high level, worried about keeping up, and yet everyone's trying to keep up with them. And so, Carol, is there a part of the energy that people with ADHD need to, or is there a tip or something that you would give to people that have ADHD to help bring that into alignment and perform better?
The way I talk about it is the first step is awareness, that we need to be able to observe and understand our behavior. And what I did was I blanketed myself with this armor because I was petrified that my ADHD would be exposed. And what that ended up doing, as you said, I intimidated my colleagues, and it actually even intimidate my prospects and potential clients. And the piece that I struggled with the most was the acceptance. When you and I first met, that was something that you encouraged me to talk about. And it took me a couple of years from that initial conversation to be able to speak out as vocally and actively and positively as I do now. I mean, I joke that I would have admitted killing somebody before I would have admitted having ADHD, because there's such a stigma, particularly for women over 40. The younger people tend to go, all right, I'm just not doing that gender specific role. Don't expect it. I show no guilt or shame. For those of us who grew up in an environment where there were certain expectations, still carry that. And then the third step is the action. You can choose to keep it a secret. As someone told me, it's no one else's business. Or you can work with your team, your family, your community to acknowledge what you can't do, and then build a group around you who support those things that are never going to happen. I mean, if your life, there are certain things that if my life depended on it, I couldn't do.
Yeah.
But I was able, as I say, to wiggle my way in a very structured corporate environment to focus on my strengths.
Yeah. And that's a great thing for us all to bear in mind, isn't it? Whether those of you that are watching, whether you have an ADHD diagnosis or whether you are at the moment struggling to focus on something, or something's not as successful as you want it to be. I really like the framework and the structure that you've come up with there, Carol, because acceptance of why it's not working is like the first step, isn't it? Once you can accept that it's not working, or it's not working how you would like it to, at least you can bring the spotlight back to, okay, well, how can I make a change? How can I make a difference? Because otherwise we feel out of control, don't we? You feel
Yes.
like it's out there somewhere and I can't quite grasp it.
That's right. And that can take some people longer. Like, you know, I really focused on trying to get through this, and it has taken me time. So, and what I've put together is 15 struggles and 15 strengths of ADD and ADHD. And I intend it, if you want to work independently, as a daily practice where you can use one of the thoughts every day to try to help you in your process, wherever you are, wherever you're starting. And then potentially build a community so that people can bounce ideas off of one another and find support.
So needed, and especially for women like yourself, Carol, where you're just constantly looking outside and going, oh my God, I'm not keeping up, whereas everybody is actually going, oh my God, I can't keep up with Carol. So Carol, when it comes to you getting out there and getting this message out there and getting the support you need, how can the One Drop Movement community support you? How can we help?
I would love to speak in, whether it's a small group, a big group, even work with individuals, because I have had success with some individuals, and just help them take the first step, or in a group. You know, so that even if it's not people with ADHD, but people who live, you know, by choice or chance, have to live or work with us, to have an understanding that it's not that we're not interested or that we don't try, because we actually work twice as hard to appear normal. And that was part of what got me to speak up, because the isolation and the exhaustion just became intolerable for me. And that's what forced me to say, something has to change.
Well, you were very late at being diagnosed as well, weren't you? Like 60s, 70s when you were diagnosed.
Yes.
So you were wandering around doing life, not even knowing you had it.
30 years ago, the person I was living with suggested that I see a therapist. And I went to see him, and his comment was, you've been far too successful to even think about
it. And you're like, do you know how burned out I am on the inside?
So, you know, I sort of brushed my hands and said, okay, been there, done that, closed the box, and unfortunately lived another 3 decades. Without the support that would have changed a lot of aspects of my life. And again, that's what I want to help. Women particularly, but you know, people in general, just so that they don't live in isolation.
Brilliant. Carol, absolutely amazing. Let's just have one quick summary of your ripple making tip for today, and then we will go out there and get on with it.
Well, I've done a bunch of podcasts. So if you go to my Facebook page, Leverage Your ADD Advantages. I have a series of podcasts, both on work, wisdom for women, and then how to manage the condition without medications. So that would be where I would direct people.
Right, we'll get that link up into the description with this video. And also, if you are in the One Drop Movement community, you can click on the members tab at the top of the community. Go and find Carol, connect with Carol. She's looking for speaking opportunities, podcasts, any opportunity to get her voice and get her message out there to reach women who have ADHD, who could be working harder, longer, and burning themselves out more than they need to be, if they had a little performance strategy that Carol can design for them that enables them to go out there and make that difference in the world without burning themselves out. Let's get that message out there as much as possible. Carol, I love you. Thank you so much for coming and joining us today. Guys and girls, we will be back tomorrow.
Thank you, Sammy.
Ripple Maker Spotlight. So see you there. And if you haven't booked your spotlight to have me share your message with all of our members in the community, make sure you click in the link with this video and we will get you booked in straight away. I look forward to helping you share your message too. Carol, have a wonderful day. Guys and girls, keep rippling. Make that ripple of impact that only you can make. I'll see you on the other side. Take care. Bye for now.